Hey everybody, and welcome to this video. This is going to be a full face of ColourPop makeup. I am so excited to do this. I've been meaning to do this for a while now. I actually did like a big haul of ColourPop stuff like a couple of months back in preparation for this video. I got bronzers, blushes, just things to complete a full face, and then I never ended up doing the video. So I got to it today. I was like, I'm doing this video, I'm doing this video, I'm doing this video. So finally, here it is, a full face of ColourPop. I absolutely love the way this look turned out. I think it's so pretty. This look was actually inspired by a face chart from Milk1422 on Instagram. If you don't follow that account, definitely follow it. They have such good face charts, and it just gives me a lot of inspiration, and that's definitely what I got my inspiration for this look from. So yeah, I just wanted to shout out Milk1422. So this is the look that we ended up with, and obviously I can't use all of my palettes that I have. Like, look at this stack of palettes, y'all. Like, these are all ColourPop eyeshadow palettes. Like, I think I have a little bit of an addiction to ColourPop eyeshadows. Don't tell anybody. And then I have literally a whole drawer full of Super Shock shadows. Okay, like me and ColourPop eye products, we have a thing, and it's pretty serious. So I just tried to use as many products as possible but still maintain the integrity of the face chart. So I think that we came out on top. I think it looks good, and if you're interested in seeing how I got this look, then just go ahead and keep on watching. Alright, so as you guys just saw, I do have quite a few palettes and a lot of different directions that we can kind of go with, but I was just looking through my makeup inspiration folder and I came across this face chart from Milk1422 on Instagram. If you don't follow that account, definitely do it, because they have just such great face charts, and it's just always, you know, good for the little inspiration, stuff like that. So I did see this and I just thought it looked really pretty, and so I'm probably going to be mostly using my Mar palette and my Dream Street palette, as well as maybe just dipping into my Create Your Own palette that I created for this black down here, but we'll kind of see how it goes. So let's just start by priming our face. So first things first, we're just going to go in and prep our face, and I'm going to be using their All-Star Matte and Blur Primer. I believe this is like their only face primer, at least that I saw. It's not your typical like mattifying primer. It's almost like a thick kind of lotiony serum kind of primer, but it does smooth out the skin. I don't see it really doing that much for my pores. I do like one that's a little bit more pore filling. This isn't a primer that I've used often though, so I can't really tell you like how it lasts. I bought it a while ago and I think I haven't really used it because I was waiting for this video to use it, and this video has taken a while. Just from application, I really do like that it's not a super drying matte primer. It does have a little bit of like, it keeps some hydration in your skin because it is more of like a silky kind of lotion formula. I definitely think it has smoothed out my face. My pores aren't as noticeable. I mean, they're still there, but they're not like as in your face. So I think it does help with a little bit of blurring of the pores. And yeah, I feel like my face is kind of ready for the foundation. So since we're going to be working with a bit of color today, I am going to do my eyes first, just in case we have some fallout. It's going to be easier to clean up. So I'm going to start off with my brows, and I do have two different brow pencils from them. They have their Precision Brow Pencil and their Brow Boss Pencil. I'm going to kind of show you the two different brow products. So I'm going to start off with the Precision Brow Pencil. This one is in the shade Black and Brown, and I'm just going to use this to kind of outline my brows. So you see, it's just really creamy. It just broke off on me. So that's just, it's not that it's a bad pencil by any means. I just prefer one that has a little bit more control, so it's not as creamy. So now I'm going to go in with my Brow Boss Pencil to fill in my brows. And I'm just going to be using the shade Brunette. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and set my brows with their Brow Boss Gel. This one is just in the clear shade, but I do have a tinted one. I just am not sure where it is right now. I've misplaced it. But the clear one works just as well. So it's kind of, again, up to you, your preference. If you like a little bit of extra color with your brow gel, or you just like to set it clear to not disturb the color that you used on your eyebrows already. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the No Filter concealer on my hand and just use that to clean up the brows really quickly. So these are the brows done. Overall, I do think that they are really good brow products, and they do give you good quality for an affordable price. For a while, the Brow Boss pencil was like my go-to pencil. These are really good, affordable options for eyebrows. Now, which one you get is going to be dependent on what you like. Some people might like a little bit more of a dramatic brow. So if you do tend to like more of a dramatic brow, I would say go with the Precision Brow Pencil, because it does deposit a lot more color, but it is just a little bit trickier to control because it is such a creamy product. And with that as well, you're probably going to be going through it a little bit faster because it is depositing more product than, say, the Brow Boss Pencil, where you have a little bit more control and it's kind of like less is more and you can kind of build it up. So those are just my thoughts. I prefer a more natural looking brow, but you know, sometimes you do want a little bit of drama. I'm not here to judge. So like I said, it's your personal preference, but they do have different options for your needs, and I believe both products are like $7 or $8. So again, very affordable. So now that we have our brows done, I'm going to prime my eyes, and now we'll get into the actual eyes. So I'm going to start off with the Mar palette, which is such a pretty palette, super like summer. It just gives me like summer beachy vibes. Just the colors are so pretty. So I'm actually going to start off with this shade right here called Boozy, and just lightly place that through my crease. Alright, now I'm going to hop into my Create Your Own palette that I made with ColourPop. I mean, I didn't personally make it with ColourPop. Anybody can make their own palette, but these are just colors that I picked out and put together for a palette. So I'm going to go in with this matte black color right here called Let's Do It and start building up that crease very slowly. So it looks a little bit crazy and harsh now, but like I said, I'm just gonna slowly build this color in the crease, and then I'm gonna blend it out with a little bit of that other shade again, because it is looking a little bit harsh right in that crease area. Right now I'm just kind of trying to get the placement and the shape of the color first. Alright, so this is what we have so far, and I think I'm going to mix together the shade Gridlock, which is this like seafoam kind of blue color, and Big Banks from the Just My Luck palette to get that like bluey, green, like turquoisey kind of shade. And if you just have the Mar palette, you could totally mix together My Way which is this color right here, but the one in the Just by Luck palette has just a little bit more shimmer, so that's why I'm mixing those two. But you could totally get away with just using the Mar palette for this. Don't even trip, you know? Alright, so it looks like there's kind of like a white kind of shimmer in the inner corner. So, I don't know what color to use for that. I think I'm going to go with the Candygram shade from the You Had Me at Hello palette, which is this one in here. I'm just going to pop that to the inner corner and blend it up like the face chart has. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off camera really quickly and apply my lashes, and then we'll be back to do the face and finish off the eyes. So I'll be right back. Alright, so actually before I go in and apply my falsies, I did want to show you the BFF Mascara. So I'm going to curl my lashes. So I have the BFF Mascara in black. I know that they have come out with a few more shades since the first launch. This one is pretty old. I've had it for a while now, like a couple of months. So it is a little bit drier than when you first get it, but it's still such a good mascara. I really like it. The only thing that I will say is that I do find that it does flake throughout the day on me, which is a little bit annoying, but I mean, I still use it, so it's obviously not that annoying. And I just love how it gives you so much volume and length at the same time. It really separates your lashes. I don't know if you can really tell. Hopefully you can. Obviously this isn't the best makeup to kind of showcase the mascara, but I can definitely see a difference. And this is just one of my like go-to mascaras, especially for when I'm doing no lashes. I just love the way that it makes my natural lashes look, especially because I don't really have that much to work with, you know what I mean? You see how it just like separates your lashes? It doesn't really clump up. It's just a really nice mascara. I also want to try the brown one just to see the difference. I don't really use like brown mascaras. I pretty much only go for black, but I've heard good things about the brown one, so maybe for a softer everyday eye, that one might be good. So yeah, that's the mascara. I like it. Like I said, even though it does kind of flake on me towards the end of the day, I still use it. I still really like it. I think that the effect that it gives kind of outrules that for me, so I do still use it. But personal preference, if that's something that's like a big deal to you guys, then definitely probably shy away from this one just because it does happen. So now I'm gonna go put on my lashes and then I will be right back. Alright, so now we have the lashes on, and these are the Eylure Silk Effect Marquise lashes. Yeah, let's move on to the face. So with the face products, I don't have as much experience with a lot of the products that I do with like the shadows and palettes and stuff like that, just because I just never really got into ColourPop like face products. But I do have quite a few. Like I said, I did do a pretty large haul a couple months ago for this video in specific, so I do have all the bases kind of covered there. So we're going to test it out. Now for foundation, they have a stick foundation and a liquid foundation. I do have a first impression on the stick foundation, which is what we're going to be using today. I'm not the biggest fan of their liquid foundation, and I don't have the right shade, so I'm just going to stick with their stick foundation today. Now I'm just going to go in with, like I said, 145W medium dark. And this isn't a bad foundation. I just don't really reach for stick foundations. I prefer a liquid foundation or a powder foundation, especially in the summertime. I go for more powder. But yeah, this isn't a bad foundation. I have oily skin, and I feel like stick foundation and oily skin aren't the biggest mix. Not to say that they can't work. I just prefer something with a little bit more lasting power. But that's just me. I prefer to blend out stick foundations with a brush just because it gives me a little bit of extra coverage and it helps me to really push that product in. So I'm using, this is the Morphe M439 brush. I'm just gonna really buff it into the skin. And as you can see, it is a little bit light for me, but one, we have a shirt that goes up our neck, which is very helpful, and we're gonna just try and balance it out later on with the powder products, so don't worry. This is a really good foundation. Like, I haven't used this in a while. I think I forgot like how good of coverage it is. I will say you definitely do need to set this foundation because it is not going to be fully set without a powder. Like, once you touch it, it'll just go everywhere, but once you set it, that problem will go away. So even if you have drier skin and you're not used to setting your foundation, definitely gotta set this one. This cream needs to be locked in. So before I move on to setting my foundation, I am just going to go in with my concealer. This is the No Filter Concealer. This one is in the shade Golden 40. I think the very first time I tried this concealer, I was not the biggest fan just because I think I had the wrong shade. Once I switched to a different shade, I think I really like this concealer. I think it's really nice coverage. It's easily blendable for sure. Like, just look how it just blends away. I think it's just so good. Now, this definitely needs to be set, so I'm actually going to go in with their No Filter Setting Powder. I don't think I've used this at all. I got it for the sake of this video. It is a little bit smaller than I'm used to, so, and I think I got the shade, yeah, I got the shade Translucent. So let's go ahead and set, and I like to press it in. I'm not much of a baker these days. I just really press that in to the skin. And I don't believe I have their pressed powder, like the foundation. Is it a foundation powder? I know they have like colored like powders. I don't have one, so I'm just gonna take the same translucent powder and kind of pat that over my face just to really set that foundation down. Typically I do like to go in with a foundation powder on top just to give me a little bit more coverage and really lock it in, but because I don't have one from ColourPop, I'm just going to use this translucent powder all over my face to set, and we'll see what that does. And I'm really making sure to lock it in because I have oily combination skin, so throughout the day the oils will definitely set in. Alright, so I don't know if you can see, but it kind of looks a little bit patchy, like right here. I don't know what happened there, and a little bit right here. It kind of like, I don't know, gripped on a little bit weird. So it's a little bit off-putting. Alright, so I have a couple of different powders. I have a bronzer right here in the shade Rodeo Drive, which looks a little bit warm. And then I have like a little bit more red toned. Then I have these bronzers over here, which are in the shades Afternoon Delight, Getting Handsy, and California Dreaming. So out of all of those 4 bronzers, I think I'm going to go in with Afternoon Delight and use that as my bronzer today. I'm actually think I'm going to mix a little bit of California Dreaming in just to warm it up a little bit. And then I'm going to take that powder again, cut underneath our bronzer. And then almost immediately go in and wipe that away. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of Afternoon Delight and use that as a nose contour. That's a nice shade for a nose contour. I'm here for it, and I really like this brush. This came from a Amazon brush kit that I actually heard about from Juicy Jazz. She like uses the heck out of these brushes, so I was like, let me give it a try. And this is just like a little angled kind of blender brush, very nice for nose contouring. Anyways, moving on. Now we're gonna go into blushes, and I have these 3 blushes over here. So Tulip to Quit, Main Chick, and Weirdo. I think I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of Main Chick and Tulip to Quit kind of mixed together. Just pop that on our cheeks. And there we go. Definitely has nice color payoff. It's good. Definitely looking super powdery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray this All Star Face Setting Spray. So in the picture there's a pretty heavy contour. So I think I'm going to take a little bit of this shade Rodeo Drive and contour a little bit extra. I just kind of want a little bit more of like a harsher contour to really fit. Now I'm going to go with this highlighter. This is the only powder highlighter that I have from them. This is in the shade Tock. And apply it. And I think like it's a pretty highlighter, nothing like life-changing or anything like that. I definitely think my face looks super heavy. Alright, now I'm going to go back and finish off the eyes. So I'm going to take their cream gel liner in the shade Swerve and apply that to my lash line. Alright, now I'm going to go back into that black shadow and stamp it under the eyes. Kind of connect it along the lower lash line. Then go in with that bluish greenish shadow. Make sure you're popping it here as well. Alright, and then now we're really gonna apply that mascara under our eyes. Now we're almost done, y'all. We are almost there. So I'm gonna kind of keep to the theme of the face chart. I might end up taking this lip off because I'm not one for a super pale nude. But for the sake of the pale chart, I'm gonna go in with the BFF liner. Maybe I'll go in with Midnight Snack just to give that super pale look. And then, just because I don't want to alter the color, I'm going to take this So Juicy Plumping Gloss in the shade Princess Cut. These are very thick gloss, so beware. Alright, I'm actually like not mad at this lip. It is a little bit more nude than I am used to, but it's not that bad. Let's go ahead and set my face. Alright, so I'm going to go off camera really quickly, get my hair together, then I'll come back and give you like my final thoughts and overview on ColourPop, and we'll end the video. So I'll be right back. Alright, so this is the final look, and I love how this makeup turned out. I have been wanting to recreate that face chart for so long. As soon as I saw it, I automatically screenshot it and was like, yes, I'm gonna do that. So I'm really excited that I could recreate it using all ColourPop. Like, this is all affordable makeup, so definitely recommend trying out this look. It is so pretty, so gorgeous. I love. Do you love? Because I love. So now I'm just going to kind of go over all of the products that I used today. As you guys saw from all the palettes and stuff, that I didn't even really put a dent in the amount of ColourPop products that I have, just because I really love their eyeshadows. I really love their Super Shock shadows, their lipsticks, they just have a lot of really good products for really inexpensive, and I am just, this is a brand that I fully support, and I am just 100% behind because they do it and they do it right. So yeah, starting off with the face primer, I really like the primer. I don't think that it was too drying. I definitely think it smoothed out my face. It helped my pores. And I'm definitely keep on using it, trying it out with other foundations. For the stick foundation, I've used it in the past. I like it. It's not bad, but it's just, I'm not a stick foundation kind of person. It looks really heavy on my skin, and I just know that it's not going to last throughout the day. So I would prefer other foundations over it. But between the two ColourPop foundations, I would go for the stick foundation over the liquid foundation. I don't know, I just was not a fan of the liquid foundation. I don't know if it's just I didn't have my right shade or what, but I was not here for the liquid foundation. So overall, the foundation's not terrible. If you like stick foundations, definitely give it a try. But it's just not my cup of tea, but not terrible. You know what I mean? So yeah, the eyebrow pencils, I really like the eyebrow pencils. I told you in the video that I prefer the Brow Boss pencil just because I have a little bit more control, and you can kind of go for more of a natural brow with that pencil as opposed to the Precision Brow Pencil, which kind of puts a lot of product on at once, and it's really creamy and kind of just tends to make your brows look a little bit more drawn on than natural. So again, it's your personal preference, but me, I prefer the Brow Boss pencil. I really like the Brow Boss gel. Overall, I think they have really good brow products, and again, inexpensive. I'm gonna try not to say that after every single thing because all of their products are inexpensive and worth the money. So just know that's that, you know. So the eyeshadows that I use, I really like. They're really good. The black wasn't the blackest black I've ever worked with, but it was very nice and pigmented and blendable. You just have to kind of keep building it up, because once you blend it out, you kind of do lose a little bit of color, but that's kind of to be expected. So it's not the worst black ever, not the best black ever, but it's a pretty good, decent black eyeshadow for the price. Most of their shadows are like hit for me. There are some like misses in some of the palettes, like the new California Love palette. I don't like when they do like the matte with like a little bit of like shimmer particles in it. It's not a shimmer shadow, it's a matte shadow, and it just has like little glitters in it. That's not my favorite formula, so I'm not like a huge fan of like every single shadow, but for the most part, their shadows are bomb. Their shadows are pigmented. They last all day. I don't ever have any issues with creasing. They're really good shadows. I definitely recommend doing a palette because I feel like I just prefer palettes because you get more of your money's worth. You get more shadows for less money, but do you. I will say Super Shock shadows, beautiful, amazing. Those are probably my favorite product from ColourPop, or their Super Shock shadows, just because they are just gorgeous. I don't think I've come across a Super Shock shadow that I don't like. I love the ones that are like glittery and shimmery. Those are the ones that I kind of tend to go more towards. I do have some of their matte ones. Those aren't my favorite, but I really love the ones that have like the glitter and the shimmer. They're just perfect to pop your makeup. I just love, obsessed, here for it. I didn't use any today for this look, but definitely I will definitely be incorporating a lot of this makeup into more videos, because I feel like I don't really use ColourPop as much on camera as I do like off camera and behind the scenes. So I definitely want to incorporate it more into my channel. So definitely let me know down below what videos you guys want to see with any palettes in specific. So let me know about that. I definitely want to do a video with the Honey palette. I got it and I've used it a little bit, but I haven't done like a full look with just that palette. So I definitely want to do that, just kind of see what I can come up with. And I just, you know, I love me a yellow shadow. So anyways, back on track, Tiana. What else do we use? The mascara, like I said, I like that mascara. It's one of my favorite mascaras. It does flake on me towards the end of the day, so that is a little bit annoying, but the amount of volume and separation, and it doesn't get clumpy, like just the formula of it to me kind of outweighs that it flakes. So it's kind of up to you, again, personal preference, what you can deal with, what you can't. But you know, I just wipe away a couple of flakes to have some bomb lashes all day. I'm down for it. So yeah, their eyeliners are creamy, pigmented, really good, last a long time. Okay, so the face. So we already talked about the foundation. Again, not my favorite, but not terrible. The concealer, I really like the concealer. They have a lot of really good shades. It's nice full coverage, and it just is a good concealer. So, and it's only $6, which is a steal. The powder wasn't bad. I mean, it's not anything revolutionary. Like, I wouldn't go out of my way to get that powder. Me, the type of person that I am, online shopping, I would prefer to just go grab something and have it like right then and there. So if I ran out of that powder, I don't really see myself going out of my way to repurchase it online when there's so many drugstore powders at the drugstore. So yeah, but it's not a bad powder. It's just nothing like crazy revolutionary. So there's that. The bronzers I really liked. I think that they have a really good shade selection. I will say that the colors online don't really translate as well in real life. When I got the colors, I was kind of like, I don't know how that's going to look, but you know, there were some shades that did work for my skin tone. The blushes are really pretty, very pigmented. The highlight is really nice and really pretty. Nothing out of this world again, but they're not bad by any means. So yeah, all of the like face products, they're nothing like special, revolutionary you have to go out and get. But if you're in the market for a new bronzer, a new blush, and you like the ones from ColourPop, like you like the colors and stuff, definitely pick it up. Like, it's not gonna be a waste of money. It's just like you don't have to go out of your way to go and purchase it, you know what I mean? So yeah, and then last but not least, the lip liners and their lipsticks and lip glosses, just everything lip from ColourPop. Here for it. I feel like they're like more known for their lips. I did go ahead and purchase a bunch of new lips because I've had mine for so long that mine were just getting crusty and dusty and gross. They were like from their very first launch of ColourPop. They were like more shades that I'm not really drawn towards nowadays. So I did re-up on a lot of nudes. I got some bold colors. I just really like ColourPop's formula, and I definitely think that they're a lot less drying than they were when they very first came out. So they're a lot more comfortable than they were before. So if you haven't tried ColourPop in a while, try it out again, because they have improved their formula, especially for their matte liquid lipsticks. Their lip liners are so nice, so creamy. They have such a range of shades. Even this BFF, which when I first applied it, when I very first got it, like I put it on and I was like, oh no, that's way too light, not my jam. And I never really used it, but I'm actually really into this like pale nude lip. Like, I'm here for it, okay? Like, I am low-key here for it. I usually go for more of a deeper kind of brownie nude, but this is working too. Like, I feel like I'm so close-minded with what kind of nudes that I want, that this kind of helped me to kind of open up my eyes and say, look girl, you can work with other nudes that are not just brown and peach, okay? So Overall, I think it's a great brand. It's affordable. It has good quality. The only downside is a lot of the products you have to purchase online. And to me, that's a downside just because I'm so impatient that I want it like then and there. But they do have Afterpay on their website, which is cool because Afterpay, you can pay in 4 installments that are interest free. So you pay like 1/4 when you buy it. Then every 2 weeks you're paying like 1/4 until you pay off the total. And it's interest free. So I think that's really cool. So if you guys are looking into a lot of stuff from ColourPop and you're like, I just don't want to spend a ton of money, I think that's a really cool alternative that you can kind of split it up into payments without having to pay interest on them. So there's that. I'm just totally here for Afterpay because who doesn't like saving? I mean, you're not really saving money, but you're kind of like, you know, you're only taking a chunk out of a couple paychecks than like all from one paycheck. But you know, that's just how I justify my crazy makeup spending, so don't be like me. But yeah, so there are some cons, there are some pros, it's up to you. There are some products that are available in Ulta. There is a limited selection available in Ulta. Like you can get the Brow Boss pencil, you can't get the Precision pencil, you can get some palettes, not all of them. So you can get some things in store, but a lot of it, like the majority of their products, are available online. So yeah, I think we pretty much covered everything. Overall, ColourPop is a great brand, and I just wanted to showcase that you can get a really pretty gorgeous look with affordable makeup. So I'm definitely going to keep on doing these kind of videos. I think next I want to do Makeup Revolution because I did just get a couple of new palettes from them, from some collabs they had with some YouTubers. I want to put those into a video, and yes, be on the lookout for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for spending your time here with me on my channel. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Definitely make sure to subscribe for more content coming to you soon, and let me know any other videos that you guys want to see from me. So thank you so much. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.